Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning, afternoon or evening, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Hi, my name is Gentsla, and yeah, we're out here trading a new prop firm. Well, it's not new, but it's been revamped and it's really, really cool. Its name is Blue Guardian, and we have 100K. Today, actually coming up, I'm going to be trading the Asian session most days. When I'm streaming here, I'll be streaming Tuesday to Friday, every Tuesday to Friday, the same time every day, because there's the same thing that happens in the charts every day, except for today, of course. Let me just get the, let me just add a new screen here. Window, this one, share. Okay, now as we can see, what the chart is doing is we're in some kind of consolidation. With this, what we have is we have our, obviously our high time frame analysis. So if we go out into the 1 hour, you can see that the stuff that I spoken about before, this has been seen to, so we can remove that. That was seen to, it was taken, went down exactly into that huge gap over there, came down even further into the VI from before. Then we had lots of imbalances. Now, where are these imbalances found? They're found on the daily. So we're going to go into our daily, and you can see right here, that one was an imbalance that was seen to, and it's been traded away from. Here was the big ramp up in the last couple of, because I haven't been here for a while. It's really nice to come back onto stream. I'm actually just check to see if there's sound. Everyone's got sound? Can you hear me, everyone? Morning, morning, morning. Nice to see you from India, Portugal. Got a whole bunch of things going on. That's great. So we said to learn from ICT. Yes, just like how most of us people who've learned for free from ICT, I just watched all of his videos over and over and over again. And I've also noticed some things in the charts of my own that I actually think ICT refers to, but he's never actually said it before. So I've got a unique thing that I call a lapping gap. Okay, excellent, excellent. Let me actually just put some music on so that we can do this. Here we go. Should be playing soon. Tell me if the music is a little bit too low. I can actually increase it a little bit, because I've got my soundboard. Yeah, I think that should be good. Let's go lower because I need to hear myself think. But yeah, so we're on a higher time frame. We've obviously, all these imbalances have been seen to. It's come down and come into there, come there, bounce off of this VI over here and this one over here. If you see that filled in almost perfectly to the tick, this is a Euro USD. Now it's come up we're in this VI right over here, which bounced over there. It came up and then it's gone down. I'll just zoom in there a little bit more. And you can see how these things still hold relevance. Now, if you're ever confused about VIs, a VI is a volume imbalance. Now, volume imbalance is where a candle, if you can see, I'll just go up here, here. No. Yeah, that's very, very clear. Where a candle closes, the next one opens. There's a gap and there's only a wick on the daily. That is a volume imbalance. I'm just checking the time quick. Yeah, still got 20 minutes. So there's a volume imbalance. That's what a volume imbalance is. That's different to a void. A void is a place where there is zero price action whatsoever. You'll see a void on the 1 minute quite often, but you won't see it in TradingView. You'll have to go into your broker to look at that, because the TradingView automatically fills in the things. I'm still actually looking for this downside over here to eventually get filled, because we have these two big fair value gaps down here. And the buy side objective, if it does want to go up, it's going to come up to this candle over here at 11880. Now this is euro, and I'm just going to take that away, and then I'm going to add our end dogs. Now, what's an end dog? An end dog is a new day opening gap, or I just call them opening gaps. End dogs are every single day that opens, there is a new opening gap. In essence, that's the price of when price closes from the previous day and opens the next session. Now, how you find this is pretty simple. You go into your DXY. Okay, where's the price? There we go. There's price. You go into your DXY, and I'll do it with you today. You can see there's a gap here that has no price in it whatsoever. Okay, right there. Now we look at the time of that. The time of that is, if I hover over this candle over here and you look down at the bottom, that is 604 or 1804. Okay, and the next candle is 1931, and the one straight after that is 1945. Most days, the candle, there is no 1931, it's only 1945. So the opening gap is the range between 604 closing and the opening of 1945 over here. That's how you get your opening range gap. So your end dog on currencies. Now, normally my trade and that's why I said in the initial part of the stream, is that there won't be, this gap doesn't get filled until a certain time normally. Okay. And my Asian trade, it takes advantage of that. So now that we have our opening gap on our DXY, we translate that exactly over to, so let me just close this. We translate that over to this Euro USD or GBP or AUD or whatever chart you want. The times are the same. So we will have 1604, which is over here, closing. Okay, so 1604 closing, which is the top of that blue candle over there. And we'll have our opening, which is at 1745, which is up here. So how exact that price is. It's perfect. Okay, and we drag that out. See what price is doing right now? It's already in this gap. So my strategy, it uses it breaks away from the gap and then comes to close back in at a certain time. Now, for today, the gap has been consolidating, and the move has already been, they've been making moves in this range. So for me, this is like a no trade day, like a no trade whatsoever day in the Asian session. I mean, look how exact that price is from there. If you see 1604, you can see how they utilize it in every single one of those candles. The price hits that exact, and from there it's perfect. And then we come up to this area, which is 45, and you can see how it's exact, and it bounces down. Same thing, price is exact. I'm not drawing a box randomly. I draw it to a time. So my time, if I was looking at the chart over here at 45, without seeing anything over here, you can see how price is respecting that perfectly. It's amazing. Okay. And then, yeah, so that's how we get, that's how I personally found the opening gap in the, I translated from DXY onto the Forex currencies charts. Now, a lot of people don't actually know the exact time. They think it's like 5 to 6, 6 to 7. This is the exact time. Some days it is 5 to 6. I think it was on, it was open Monday. Let's go back. Monday, Sunday, Friday to Sunday. I just have to go into DXY quickly for that. It's took it 18 minutes to see. Okay, let's go back. We go on to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, that's today. Monday. Between Friday to Sunday, there's a very small one that was formed. Okay, now this was at a different time. Okay, you can see here in time, the time. We have 5:08, and the next candle is 6 o'clock, and then they continue as usual from 6 o'clock. So you have to always keep track of with how I trade. You have to always keep track of what the difference is on DXY, because that's where you set your opening gaps from. That would be an opening, would be a weekly, an NWOG, a new week opening gap. All right, so let's just label that quickly. So this is our where is it? Weekly opening gap. Here we go. It's white. Okay, now it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny, but you can see how price came back, touch that, and then carry on going. Then if you draw that out in time, that is respected multiple times. That's a new week opening gap. Throughout the week, it's gone down in that price, it's come back through that price, it's come down, tapped it, gone up through the price, come down through the price, and then it's just amazing how it works. Okay, and now we are where we are, which is it's dropped all the way down. Now Euro USD would be exactly the same thing.
I thought I'd jump on here, Gentsla.
Oh, hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you doing, Cam?
Not too bad.
Nice to see you.
Bad. Yeah, good to see you too. Starting this new Blue Guardian account, I see. Yep. Awesome.
It's a super. It's going to be really, really exciting. I've got everything set up and ready. I haven't taken one trade yet, so we're in here and we're making sure that it's going to be right before we enter.
You checked them out by the sounds of it, and you were quite impressed with what they're offering. Yeah,
I was super impressed with Blue Guardian's offering. So I actually messaged them and I asked them how much the commissions are, and the commissions they said were $6 round trip. For the trade. Now normal brokerages actually, I think it's $7 or $3.50 a site.
Yeah.
So it's actually they're getting us a cheaper option, which means more profits, which is great.
yeah. I mean, it's a fantastic offering.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just really. I think they've just released this unlimited time thing, which you're doing.
It's amazing.
So you've got evaluation is not capped, so you can take your time on it, which, I know a lot of people just, the time thing is a bit of an issue because your setups don't come, and then they end up forcing it at the end and blowing the evaluation. So look, it's I think it's a great little product they've got there.
And it's also actually cheaper than the standard version.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that as well. I couldn't believe that.
I'll just go check quickly. Guardian.
Yeah, it was like
So-
it seemed to be about 5% cheaper, maybe 10% cheaper.
Unlimited Guardian, if you take a normal standard 100K, it's $497 compared to the standard Guardian, which is at 100K, $517.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I think
it's infinite, which gives you enough time
Yeah.
to actually be patient and get the trades right and get them properly. And they have a wide range of offering from 10K all the way up to 200K. So 10, 25, 50, 100, 200. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I suppose the only I suppose downside compared to the standard is you've got 2% less total maximum drawdown, but I mean still it's 8%, which is still a lot. And then the other upside is you can I mean you've only got I think there's no minimum trading days on either phase.
Yeah,
so you can
pass
phase one in one day. I mean, so it's sort of a flip side, right? So it's probably enticing you to try and pass it quickly, but then you've got as much time as you want. So some people are going to try and just get past, and others are going to do what you're doing, which is taking your time. And I know we've got another guy on the streams coming up who's already started, and he'll be on next week, and I think he's already up 4% on the account.
That's amazing.
Hold your horses, mate. I need to get you on the stream. Yeah, so that's fantastic. Look, mate, I'll hand it over to you. I know you're going to be here pretty much a regular most days of the week. And the Asian session, which is great for the guys in Australia and New Zealand and anyone that's up late overseas or in the US. So, folks, just enjoy this.
Not a lot of people actually trade the Asian session, which is interesting.
Yeah,
because they think that there's no opportunities. But after you see what I'm offering here with the idea, you'll see that it's actually more consistent during the Asian session than it is in the other sessions.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yes, the risk is that there's not as much movement, but you mitigate that with your risk management.
Yeah. I know. I was trading it on the 15-minute a couple of months ago, and I stopped because it was too much coming and going from the screens all day, and I just couldn't. I kept missing good setups, and then being there for the bad setups, and it was like, okay, well, this isn't really working. And then things would cross over dinner time, and it would be like a whole day event versus something like a 4-hour or a 1 minute where you're there for a couple of hours. 4 hours, you're there for 3 or 4 times a day. That you come to the charts, there's a setup there, yes or no, go through your pairs, okay, done. 15 minutes was just too much mucking around. But
with the 15 minutes, it's very interesting with the 15 minutes, because the 15 minutes and the 1 hour and stuff, I completely understand it for like long-term trades. You can plan out your trade and you can swing trade, and it lasts weeks. The way I trade, the trade will last between 2 to maybe 23 minutes tops. And you're in and you're out.
That's pretty good with 2. 2 minutes is pretty good. That's pretty good trade.
It depends on the volatility in the day.
Yeah.
So as soon as if there's news or if there's no news or whatever, generally because there's no news, the market is predictable compared to when there's news. Because no one knows what's going to happen with the news.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, I'm going to let you get on with it. Hey, João Felix. No, I'm just kidding. João Silva from Portugal. I'm a big Chelsea fan, so João Felix. I know he's moved on now, but and Crashburn, welcome to the stream. And folks, I'll leave you in his capable hands. And we'll probably see you on another episode of Trading Nut somewhere. All right, mate. Well, look, have a good one. Enjoy, and good luck. All right, mate.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Okay, so Blue Guardian. Oh yes, I also have to talk about their spreads. They use 8cap as a platform, as their broker. So right now I'm looking at the spread, and the spread on EURUSD is 0 to 0.1 pips of a spread. So it's not that much. On GBP right now, it's between 0.2 and 0.4. On AUD USD, it's 0.2 to 0.3. Okay, so this allows you opportunity, like I said, especially when you're trading like I do on the 1 minute, it allows you the opportunity to to get in a trade and to not have it stopped out by a spread. Okay, or when you are in the trade and the trade is continuing, then when you take your profits, you actually can get more, which is amazing. Now, again, coming back to where was I in here? I was talking about the daily. Okay, so you can see we're inside of this range right here, this opening gap range. It's weird how it consolidates like that, and it's exact. So my trade happens at 9 o'clock, which is going to be in 8 minutes. What I look for in my trades is for a break away from this gap and a piece of price action to tell me that it wants to come back to this gap. That's literally it. And then I use ICTs, or everything of ICTs, to enter. So I look for fair value gaps, I look for volume imbalances, I look for all of these things. And then they tell me what I am, basically price tells me what I'm looking for every day. Right now, as I said, because it's within this range, I don't trade in the range outside of the range. I use the gap as a target. We can go back to the previous day and you'll see exactly what I mean. So we have our 1604, which is right for the close of that, to 1745, which is 45. Yeah, the open of that candle, that blue candle right there. Now that is the opening gap range. I know it's weird because you don't actually see any gaps. You don't see anything. But I took a trade yesterday. And from 9 o'clock, I literally just look for the volume imbalance, whatever it is, which is right here. I mean, this is a fair value gap over there. On the 5 minutes, it was, I'm sorry, the 5 tick. Because I trade the 5, or I look at the 5 second to give me indicators. And then this was my trade for a 1 to 4. And again, my target is the gap. And the trade went on for a very short period of time, as you can see. It went from 9:21, where it could take me in, up until 9:31. So it's 10 minutes. Then you're out. You're done. So right now, and the reason I use that as a target is just because it's gone away and it hasn't filled. So if you look at the DXY at the same time, that was at this point in time here. Okay, so we have this point in time over here. We have the opening range gap over here. And as soon as that ticked over, it started presenting on the other charts and it went right there and filled that in. Now this one has actually been left unfilled. So that's important for later on. Okay, that's going to be like a future target. Today, the DXY did something very, very interesting. It immediately, as soon as it opened, it closed this gap in. And you can see how it's bouncing on it and bouncing and bouncing. My initial bias for this is I'm actually, because it's Friday, I would actually be seeking longs because of that gap's been left unfilled. And also there's another thing that I call the MMG, which is the mid-morning gap, the Wednesday mid-morning gap. Hello. Rice. Chimaobi from Nigeria. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, the opening gap on the daily is that little piece of price action right there. Now, if that gets left, as in if it doesn't get touched, that little price there, this volume imbalance, then that again is a future target. See this opening gap? Perfect. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get better than that. Anyways, yeah, so 3 minutes, we'll see what's happening in price. It's left a whole bunch of equal highs. So again, this would be for later. If you're a London trader, and the range that you're looking at is to seek the Asia range of some kind. You've set up a whole bunch of equal highs over here. So if I take this onto the 5-minute chart, you can see how perfect those highs are. That's perfection right there. That is, whenever you see things like that, it means that there's liquidity there. Okay. Now we defined the liquidity already before it even was set up. How did we do that? Well, the opening gap is your liquidity. Now, a lot of people, in my mind, how I understand the opening gap, it's not necessarily how ICT would see it, is I see the opening gap as like a starting point or an entry point for all the different markets. Now you have Asia, you have London, and you have New York. When the price opens, it opens here. It closes there and it opens here. We have price is where it is right now, and Asia needs to settle at the same price. So it's the opening price, which means that it's the one that everyone buys at or sells at in their normal currencies, the native currencies, whatever they're doing. In London, they need to offer the same settlement price for the day to those people. So that'll be, London will want to seek the end dog again. And then, of course, New York would probably want to settle at the same price. So that's how I view it. Now, what I do for my trade here is I look for a time, but also a specific thing in price. I look for 6:30 to 7:30. So 6:30 is over here. If you see, these are the lows between 6:30 to 7:30, right there. That is what I deem as the liquidity, because during this whole session here between 5 to 6, there's like a gap where the spread's open and you kind of don't trade it. But I have that price there, and then I have from that 7:30, which is over here. So from there over to the side. That is your liquidity right there. As soon as it comes up, it seeks the other side. As soon as it takes this, it seeks the other side. Now, we're right now in a seek and destroy model. And as I said, this is not my trade for the day. I have a very specific time window. I have between 8:50 to 9:10. I want to see what the market is delivering. So what it'll do is it'll give me an indication of what's going on, or it could start the move. Then we have another specific time, which this doesn't come from ICT, this comes from me. Okay, this specific time is 9:15. So we have 9:15 over here. What you'll see is that the market will it will almost stall in a way, and it will be like bang on exact. From there, it will explode. You'll see. We've still got 14 minutes until that happens. So again, my normal trade idea is price will after here 6:30 or 7:30, you have your lows and your highs. What happens is price goes above that or below that and leaves this gap untouched. As soon as it goes up into whatever we're looking for at 9 o'clock, between 8:50 and 9:10, we're looking for price to retrace or reverse back into the gap. That's literally my trade. That's all it is. And it's the same thing every day. 9 o'clock, you can see over here, again, we've taken this sell side. So the sell side right there has been taken. And what it'll probably do is it'll probably seek the buy side up here because it's in the range. While that's happening, I'll go back to the previous day and do the same thing. So I have my 630, which is over here. The lowest low of 630 is over there. Now we have 730, which is over here. What happens in price? Price goes above that, it leaves the gap unfilled, and it comes back into the gap. And then the trade's done. And you're happy. Let's go back another day, and I'll show you the same thing play out exactly the same way. 6:30. The lows of 7:30 is here. So we have that low over there. Okay, and we have 7:30 is over here. That high. Now, price goes up. Our opening gap is between 604, right there, so it's exact, and our 745. Now we have 8. What happened here? 950 over there, breaks down. Now it leaves a nice little fair value gap, and that's literally your trade down to the gap. Or you can go to the other side of the range, and on this day it presented a lot more for London to go up into the gap again. Anyways, it's very, very simple, and simple is always best. This price action, I don't like it. I have a rule of when I'm inside of a gap, I don't trade. Because you see there's all this price action here today. It's inside of the gap, and we're not trading. There's a reason why. Because I can do whatever it wants to do. Allegedly Kid 47. Thanks, man. My initial bias, remember, is because this gap over here has been unfilled on DXY, is I need that to be filled. You can see it tried to fill here, it didn't though. So this is now what ICT deems as an actual void in price. Void. Void is where there is zero price action whatsoever between two candles. There's not wicks, there's nothing. And it's kind of like a break in the system. They're perfect. There we go. It's a break in the system in a way. And the algorithm sees that as like something that needs to be targeted, because it needs to be balanced. The market needs to be efficient. If you've got a broken chain, you can't carry on using it. So we still got, how many minutes? 9 minutes until price starts to consolidate, or you'll see what price will do is it'll come to a range and it will be super tight. Right here. I'll show you on the previous day. The same thing happened. It's every day. Yes, it was super choppy, but it was outside of the gap. That's why I could trade it. Now we have 9:15. You see right there, because it gets a tight candle. The day before, 9:15. Right here, there's a really tight range in that 9:15. Creates liquidity, snaps it, goes down. Day before, exactly the same thing. Yeah. $9.15 should be somewhere around here. 14.15, you see it gets really tight around this area. Super tight. Snaps and then goes a direction. That snap is, yeah, so here's the opening gap range. You can see that quite easily. The algorithm kicked in, it went down. And we have 04, which is around here, closing to 45, which is over, yeah. Okay, let's just say around-ish. Price came down, 9.15, from 9 o'clock, which is over here, gave us indication that it wanted to go higher. And then it came back down, took out that liquidity, and came back into the range. And it sees that range the whole time. London, between 3 o'clock, is going to come seek the range. New York, going to come seek 8:50 to 9:10, comes in, seeks the range. Same thing every day. This, it's not it. That's why I'm not trading today. I actually called this before. I was sending a tweet to a friend of mine, and I said, because of the DXY action right over here, as soon as this range got filled in immediately, and it wasn't at the time that I wanted, I'm not in the trade. As in, it's a no trade Asia. When you see that, you don't trade. Unless, of course, you're trading some other system. See what GBP is doing. GBP has taken the 630 to 730, which is over here. So here and here. So it's taken this range beautifully. It's come and filled it in. AUD, same thing. 630 until 730, which is over here. So that's the high. And that's the low of that time. It snaked. It went down. It snaked that. The low there. And it's coming up. Now, honestly, this price action, this consolidation price action is quite predictable. Because we have a huge day before, okay? That huge day. London, right over here, our time, decided to shoot up, and it continued up until New York. And the left, the bottom of that range, right here. So that there still needs to be seen to. And that's the same price as on DXY. But again, you won't see that move happening in Asia. You'll see that move happening either in London or New York. and they will come and they'll snap this liquidity first. This needs to be seen, and then they'll go down. But yeah, we have 4 minutes until price starts getting even tighter. You can see GBP, it's moved and now it's getting tight. AUD, it's moved and now it's getting tight. So how's everyone going on this lovely Friday? It's a beautiful day here, actually. It's very windy though. Super, super windy.
For somebody who could save him instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem.
How old am I? I'm quite old. I'm old enough. I'm in my 30s. So I'm not super young, but I'm not old yet. I'm like in the middle. We're out just setting up our lives. So now during this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share. So let me just remove this quickly. And I am going to share another screen in that time. Window. Here we go. Okay, as you can see on my actual chart, sorry, the sun's coming out. Turn the light down. You can see on this chart over here, we have our 3. Same thing in price. Exactly the same, except on your broker, you can see all of these little things that are happening in price. Oh, I need to set this. I haven't set this properly yet. But all these little gaps and stuff right over here, from there and there, you can see that is a void. Tiny one, but it gets seen to and comes down. And the reason why I have these 3 is because what I'm looking for primarily is actually these 2. I look for this one and this one, this one. I look for the SMT. What am I looking for here? Nice gap there, it's being filled. Anyways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the divergence between the 2. So if one is going more than the other one, as in if this is dropping more and that's not dropping, it's showing that GBP is probably stronger. Now, of course, you have to correlate that with the DXY as well. Look at the time. Okay. You see now it gets tight. As soon as that happens, you'll see price will kind of stay around the same area. And after that, we're going to have movement. Let me check the countdown timer. 10 seconds. Now, the next candle's in. Now you'll see price starts setting up for a move. I mean, look at that spread though. I'm just gonna zoom in even closer. You see that spread? What spread? Exactly. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I'm very impressed. They actually use 8cap as their like tool. The broker for this. Have some water somewhere. There we go. See, it's moving. What a shock. Now, normally, the news cycle comes out at, again, my charts are on New York time. The news cycle comes in at 9:30. That's normally when there's news. See, tight little consolidated range, and then we're going to have movement. Oh, it looks like a perfect square. I'm going to my 5-second chart quick. I need to see this.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
Yeah. Here we go. It's set up its perfect range, which you'll see. This area, what price is that? 2.4 until 20. So 20 over here till 2.4. On the 5-second, this is like a perfect square in price. It's perfect. I mean, see those candles right there? Doesn't get better. Doesn't get better than that. How funny how from there now we have movement, and it's going. Remember, DXY has to go up, as I said, and it's every day. It works out like this. Yes, I didn't take a trade because this range over here prevents me. I have a rule. Now, if you're looking at this and you're looking at the if you're just looking at the chart, okay, you're just looking at this chart over here, what you can see, sorry. What you can see is that we have that perfect range from 820. You can see those candles. Okay, the price 820 on the side. And 24 is just above it here. You see this perfectly square here. Here. That's all exact. This is all an exact price range. As soon as that forms, you know that there's going to be a breakout of some kind. And breakout happens. Just like over here. It's a perfect range over here that gets seen to again and again and again and again. Maybe I should just change to number 2. I see some funny reactions. Watch what happens here. Watch what happens in that little price range right there, where it's exact. Now, let's look at that. I don't want arrows. Come exact into this range. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Price is beautiful. The stuff just gets me going every day. DZ Pirates. I wish I was a maker. I'm not. So do you see how price stalled in that area? And now it's going to where it went to. It's going to. It's left a void. So this is the move. It's going to seek the buy side for liquidity. Yeah. But I mean, that spread's just so juicy. Look at that. Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. So when we're looking at that spread, a reason why it's important. Lots of people think that spread and stuff is not important. Okay. It is actually quite important, especially if you're trading on the shorter time frame and you have commission. All right. When you have spread and you have commission, it's difficult because first of all, you have to make up the spread, then you have to make up the commission. Now, when we have look how it's tapping back into that range over there. Anyways, I love price. It's just beautiful. I like watching the stuff. I watch on the 5 tick. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see, but it's literally it's the 5 tick chart. I'm just monitoring that all the time because it sets up the liquidity. You can see it on there compared to the 1 minute quite easily. So yes, we're talking about the spread and the commission. So when you have spread, you have to make up the spread and you have to make up the commission before you start making profit. Now, general rule of thumb is that for every $1, you have a 0.1 pip kind of move that has to be made to make that back. In that 20, see? It's like a perfect little range. Oh. Anyways, so with $7 of commission, price has to move 7 pips. Basically, to see that. So the range that you're looking at is if I do the fib from here to here, 6, 5, 7 is around there. Price has to move that much in Asia range for you to start making profit with 7. Now 0.6, if we take it from the 10 over here to 16, that little range there, it's less. So you enter, yes, it's no spread, but as soon as you're here, you break even. And then you make your moves. So because we're still in the range, let me just go show you the other chart. Just remove this. Okay, so as you can see, that little range was set up. It went away, it came back. It went away, it came back. Into that little perfect piece of price action. Now we have 9:30, which is normally when the new cycle gets in. See, tight range, movement, 9:30. This is where they decide kind of where price is going to go. We have this section here. Some days, of course, they have news coming out at a later stage, which will be at around 10 or 10:30, where you'll have a move and then it'll go away from it. So this right here, what's being set up is a big liquidity, because people are buying and selling continuously at the same price. This is what ICT talks about when he refers to the algorithms that go ticking off and they keep buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. That's exactly what he's referring to. Let's see what GBP is doing. There was your opening range over there. Algorithm kicked in. It came and saw it. That little piece of price action is too perfect. This over here. This is too perfect. Come back at 9 o'clock. It's seeking. Previous day, sells, which is DXY going long. Funny. AUD, same thing. You have your opening range just right over here. You have this perfect price action. Like, this is too much. It's way too much perfection. You can see it in the 1 minute. You don't even need to look at the 5 tick. It's like, it's way too perfect right there. This, of course, with other people, they would consider it to be an order block. There we go. The last leg. The lowest price of the last leg before it breaks. Yeah. Just on lower time frames. That's all we're doing.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear.
Now Euro needs to follow.
To the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down. I'll be getting loud, you can have it douse, not what I'm about. Have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Euro really does need to follow. Oh, it's amazing. So yeah, again, you look at this price over here, you can do the same thing over here. See how it's so perfect over here and over here. It's so perfect over here. And what happens? Price goes up, breaks away from that range. Now the algorithm starts seeking to come back. In that, there's the way to trade, which is ICT's way, which you have your fair value gaps or your order blocks or whatever it is. Again, if I look at this range over here, okay, that perfect little range right there, and I go into the 5 minutes, that right there on the 5 minutes is the last blue candle, the low, before it starts breaking. So you have your order block, and as soon as it breaks here, you have your breaker. Goes down. Simple. Or not so simple. This depends. Hence the reason on Euro, the reason why I trade Euro, okay, this is the one reason, is because there is zero spread, literally. But the problem with Euro is that it tends to do this frequently, and it can be identified beforehand. When you see something like that happen, you can see that price is going to start going in. The other two over here, they have their, sorry, I'm on the 1 minute. They're moving. Now the reverse can happen sometimes. So it's going AUD. Of course, it's moving, it's doing its thing. Time to start moving. 9 o'clock. Started making its move. Now 9:30 has kicked in. What's happening? Normally this is a news cycle. It kicks in here at 9:30. And people digest the news and we have movement. And now we're finally seeking that. Oh, it's nice. It's a nice bit of price action right there. Let's just observe and watch it do its thing without actually engaging. Especially when you identify that the day before has been one massive day. Okay, it's been like huge. The next day is not going to be as huge. Why? Today at 6:30 New York time in the AM, 6:30, which is somewhere over here, they have news. The Fed's releasing their balance sheet. So remember that little piece of price I talked about before? That perfect little range there. After it's taken the lows, gone and taken the highs. Funny. Very, very funny. Now you can take this onto every single major time frame where you expect trades to happen. Okay. So except for on continuation days, because I'm not a continuation trader. I'm a consolidation specialist. Let's go back to 9, 10. So you can go here. You can see this liquidity was taken. Right there. Okay, we have 8:30 news cycle. There was no news. What of this liquidity over here? This perfect little piece of price action right there. Very simple. It's going to go for that. Every time, it's the same. On a higher time frame, it is seen as either a fair value gap or volume imbalance or whatever it is. Let's see what the 5 seconds doing. Yeah. Let's look at the other charts, how we're doing. 9:30 kicks in. We have a movement. We have movement. These things are predictable. Cedric Joseph, I'm not a real ICT trader. That's okay. I do have my own way of seeing things. Yes, I do. If you've been following ICT's stuff, these things are very, very simple. Okay? Go to US 500. That was a nice afternoon trade over there this morning. But his concepts are fairly simple. You have 8:30 to 9:30. Well, somewhere over here in the last 15 minutes, and somewhere over here, okay, which is whatever low is around here that gets set up in that area. At 9:50 to 10:10, you'll have an opportunity. Soon as market is broken structure, you look for fair value gaps and you enter your trade. Now that'd be great to trade if I didn't have children and I wasn't busy at that time sleeping. So I've had to find a way to trade outside of ICT's teaching using his teachings. And I've discovered things on my own. There's actually a guy, his name was the Imperfect Trader. He had a chart up. And And I noticed something on his chart. He was trading a different instrument. And I was just like, this is fascinating. I have to look into it more. And I looked into it more, and I found that he's got that not he, but that indice itself is related to a specific country that has a huge influence on the market, especially during Asia session. And there are specific times that things happen. But yeah, again, for me, there's no trade day. The only trade, if I had to have taken a trade, there were two options. One was, as soon as it was 950, okay, we have this little fair value gap right over here. But because of that perfect price, I don't trust that. But then that was the trade to go down to seek this liquidity down here. As soon as that was taken, we have the reverse. So you have your fair value gap over here. As soon as that perfect range goes away, it comes back and then makes us move towards this liquidity up here. And there's a reason why ICT doesn't trade currencies, because they are extreme. They are extreme. Indices is super clean. It is so clean. But if you have your times, yeah. Yeah, the same thing here. The previous day, you were trading US, we have this high, and we have our lows, which is actually here, up till 930, which is over there. So you would look at the high and the low in the leg. And the thing that I see is this perfect piece of price action right there. That little perfect piece, that's the target. So as soon as 1010 kicks in, you have your break of market structure over there. Okay, there's your break of market structure. Yeah, that leg breaks, and you have a fair value gap, and you take the trade. Hard. As these concepts are not hard. You need to understand them. And right now in Asia, you do not trade US 500 or S&P or Nasdaq or anything like that. See, takes the liquidity and comes down. Perfect. It's amazing. What time is that? Yeah, this is seek and destroy. That's why we don't trade. Because the move's already done. There is no clear target. And you can actually see it. It's very clear. Identified before it even hit this range. But all of this, there's a lot of stuff happening in here. It's like over here, there's a lot happening. anyways, let's get into Euro and show our higher time frame and show where we are in price. It's amazing. These volume imbalances, perfect, to the pip. And we go up from that one. And I'll give you a little nugget of goodness. Where's Wednesday? Here's Wednesday. Wednesday at this time-ish, there's a little piece of price action you can use to predict where price is going to come to. I'll do it again the week before. Wednesday, somewhere in this price action, there's a little piece of... Oh. I'll explain that another time. But yeah, we're within that right now. If I go look at my chart, we're actually above it, and we're going below now. Yeah, I see price going lower. But all those equal highs at the top there. It's interesting. We have... Yeah, the new gap has been set beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. And it's on a rounder, and it's on the MMG. Yo. So what I'm going to do quickly is with this opening gap, you're going to see that. I'm going to turn the hard time frame off. I'm going to turn this on. Where are we right now? We've just come from this perfect number. I've come up. Same thing before. Come down to the range, up, past it, down to tap it, to come down, to tap it, to go up in it, to go up to the next level. Yay! Which means Monday is going to be a good day. I'm excited. There's actually going to be some nice movement. Monday for me means Sunday for everyone on this chart. Because yes, I trade it. Actually no, Monday's a public holiday. I don't trade Monday. It'll be Tuesday. Yeah, this is not nice for anyone to be in. If you're in a trade right now, put up your hand and say something. Tell us how you're feeling. feeling is so important. Understand your feels. Beautiful.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the
Now, big question. Why do you think dollar would need to seek higher prices right now? It's going to be the last question. That sell side was taken beautifully and went bang 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 and went up. What's happening? This is all still relevant. This is for later. I'm gonna leave that there on your chart for later. So we look at the end of 2021 from June in 2021. Now it's 2023. At this time, exactly what happened in price. Started doing stuff. Again, we go back. Let's go to June. December 18, no, 19. April, May, June 2020. June. I was doing this stuff. Between May and June, price went down. Seasonal tendency. May, April, May is here. Into June, goes up, comes down, goes up. This one continued because of the increase in the rates. End of the year, last year, they're going down. What should that mean for everything else? If dollar's going down, everything else should be going up. We're not seeing the same thing replicated. It's kind of like a little bit of a discombobulation. There we go. Why is there a reaction happening right there? Oh, see that? It tapped it and went up. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, that's gonna be me calling it a day. It was nice to see how price reacted, and now we know what is happening. Did say at the beginning of the stream that my bias is down here. Well, with DXY, it's all the way up here. That's literally what I would look for. And if they leave that untouched, you keep that in your charts. That will be an important level later on. Level. Important piece of price. Because there isn't a price there. Okay. So I'll see everyone on Tuesday. Have a lovely time trading today. Happy hunting. Keep safe. Whatever system you're using, be happy. Okay. Things happen. We lose. We win. And you will continue to trade and keep learning. Yeah. What price is that? 77.90. 77.90. Seven eight two two. 2. There we go. I wonder what that is. Okay. Have a lovely day. Take care. And I'll see you all in the next one. We're going to have these quite frequently. So enjoy. I just want to say at the end of this, I just want to say thank you so much to the Trading Nut. He's got an amazing channel. He's out here just helping traders, because not every system or method is for different people. For example, I trade the 1 minute and I look at the 5 tick. Now, not a lot of people can manage that emotionally because it's hard. It's very, very, very hard. Some people can only trade like the lowest time frame, 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. And there's different strategies and different things to trade those types of systems. Now, this opportunity with Blue Guardian is quite nice because we have that absolute zero spread. So I'm just going to share it again. Here we go. As you can see, spread on this is absolutely beautiful. Literally cutting it. Okay. Nothing moving. There's no spread. I find that fascinating. It's trading the other market, the other brokers and stuff. They have lots of spread. Now, having zero spread is a great bonus. It is really good. And then you have not as much commissions, which means you're able to make profits, and you can do so consistently. That's all we're looking for. Whatever system you trade, just keep doing it. Keep doing it every day. Well, not every day, unless it triggers every day. But you keep doing your thing, keep being consistent, and you will get there. You just need to have discipline to do it. So Tara Daniels, no, I didn't take a trade today, just because in this time today, I identified that my target had already been seen to before my time. So I can't, in my rules, even though I see price action doing a thing, yes, I can enter, but it doesn't apply. It doesn't adhere to my rules. So I have to just stick it out. And no worries, Tara. But literally, I have my one time, my one trade, and that's what I look for. And I look for that every day, and that's it. I spend a maximum of 40 minutes to an hour on the charts. So I'll come in at like 10:30 usually, and I'll be looking at the charts until like 12, which is now, till 12, maybe 12:30, depending on what kind of news comes off. But yeah, there's the Blue Guardian has an amazing thing, and you can get a 10% discount on with using Trading Nuts code. So definitely, if you are there, you can use it. I will actually get the... I'm going to share the other screen quickly for Blue Guardian. Let me pull this one out here. And remove this. Sorry. I'm just looking at share screen. I'm just looking at this quick. This one. Watch what happens at this price over here as it taps that. Well, I'll just wait for it. It's almost there. Consolidating in this area because that number on the right, you can see how it goes into that area, and it's perfect every single time. Every time. We're going to see what's going to happen after this. And then that would be, I would expect price to start seeking this over here. This DXY is about to take this, which will line up perfectly with that. Anyways, that's for you and your charts. I'm going to share StreamYard. There we go. Share. Okay, so right over here, you can see, I'll actually maximize this, the Blue Guardian. Now it's pretty cool. This is a whole thing that I haven't seen any other prop firm do. They have a standard Guardian right over here. Your profit target's 8%. Your daily drawdown is 4%. I mean, sorry, your daily maximum loss is 4%. And then your maximum loss is 10% for standard. So it's really nice because you get to protect your capital. It's all about protecting capital. You have 1 to 100 maximum leverage. Let's just put on to 100,000 because that's the one everyone's kind of used to. So we have 8% target with a 10% drawdown, and then 4% target with a 10% drawdown on phase 2. And you get your refunds, you get all that kind of stuff. It's really nice. But they've just introduced something that is phenomenal, which is an unlimited Guardian. 100,000. Profit target 8%. Loss is, for phase 1, phase 2 is 4%. You have a maximum loss of 8%. So they've reduced that by 2%. You have a maximum daily loss of 4%. Same leverage, profit splits 85. What's really cool about this is that not the evaluations. They have a very unique thing called a Guardian Protector. This whole Guardian Protector thing is amazing. Literally is amazing. So what they do is you can in your chart, okay, online, you can set up, okay, I want to only lose X amount, whatever it is. If it's $400 or $800 or $4,000, you set that, and as soon as it breaks it, it'll cut the trade. Now they do say that you have to have like a certain buffer range. So with that trade, allow for like what they say, it's a 3.7% move, I think it was. So it'll trigger, and then sends a response to their server, and then their server sends a response to the broker, and then the broker cuts it. So that's why there's a delay. So it might, depending on how fast the move is, it might take some time. But Tara, I'll be streaming Tuesday to Friday. Okay. Okay. You have a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. And I'll see you in the next one.